And tell them, if I did something to offend you, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Most of the time they look at me like they didn't know what I was talking about.
I just did that with my neighbor next door.
Amen. We have to do that. Just keep loving people.
Yep.
It says, but if you bite and devour, take heed that you not be consumed by one another. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, that you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. The lust of the flesh. I mean, we're not going to go into that, but there's a whole work of flesh, which is adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, immolations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envy, and murder, drunkenness, reveling, and such like.
Yeah.
There's a whole list of things that you cannot fulfill if you walk in the Spirit. Amen? I'm going to read this. I want to read this last verse. I want to read this. It says, for the flesh lusts against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that you cannot inherit. So that you cannot do these things that you would. Now listen to this. I want to read this real fast, and I'm going to close. I just mentioned the works of the flesh. Now listen to what the works of the Spirit is. But the fruit of the Spirit is love. Joy. I said joy.
Yeah. Happiness.
Not murmuring and complaining. Joy.
Joy.
Peace.
Peace.
Love.
How many of you know peace even in times of trouble?
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
Long suffering. Gentleness. Goodness. Faith.
Amen.
Meekness. Temperance. Against such there is no law. Goodness.
Happiness.
You ever think about just treating someone good once in a while? Can I say that again?
Yes.
This time everybody listen. You ever think about just being good to people?
Yeah.
Be good. You know, sometimes being good means saying no.
Right.
Sometimes being good means to rebuke and to reprove.
Yep.
Are you listening to me?
Mm-hmm.
I told my granddaughter yesterday, I said, you know how many times I told you not to go across the street? She asked last night. I said, no. And my daughter said, yeah, why we're standing out here? I said, no. And I told my daughter, I was rough with her. And I said, I'm tired of every time I tell her no, you tell her she can do what I tell her no. I said no. You say, but that's your granddaughter. She's the mother. Yeah, they live in my house.
Right.
Yeah.
They live in my house.
Under your
That's my granddaughter. And you know, when you look at the Bible, it doesn't have a word grand. It says daughter.
Right.
She's my daughter. And I'm her father.
Yep.
We can say grand if you like. But I'm responsible for them. I'm responsible for their souls. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. Amen. So sometimes no is truly love.
Exactly.
Brother Tim, you were talking about you feeling bad because of your jobs and that, and you wanted to preach. But Daddy works for Pete Madison Company, plumbing company.
Yeah.
I mean, he worked there for years since I was just a little
Right.
baby. And he had to give it up because of his ministry,
Right.
because God called him to do a ministry. So,
Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for this word. We ask you, God, to move in our hearts, penetrate our lives, and let us become men and women of God, Lord. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen. Are there any that needs
Amen.
prayer this morning?